Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we would be seeing some of the few functionalities, extra things which we can do with the agent class using OpenAI agent SDK. So in the last video, we have seen an introduction video on how to create an agent using OpenAI agent SDK and what and all we can do, what is Guardrails and all those things, right? Along with this, we can do few of the extra stuff using this agent class, and let's see what we can all do. Okay. Now if you come to my main method, so this is where I'm running this agent, and here if you see, I'm calling this specific class and passing the information like user ID, preferred language, interest, budget, some kind of information which you want to pass to all the agents. So that can be done in OpenAI agent SDK. So how we can do that? So we have to create a class here. So on top, if you see, we have to create a class, the variables to this class, and any methods in case if you want. So this piece of information can be accessed by any agents. So if you have some kind of common information which you want to pass, that can also be done. So how that can be done, if you see, while creating an agent class, if you see, I am passing this user context, which is what I was calling down right here. So every agent will have access to this user context. So the user context is created above with some variables and methods, and all the agents can use that because they are inheriting that here. So now I pass the user information and I am taking an input query from the user and I am running the agent. What is the agent I am running? Triage agent. What is this triage agent? See, you are a triage agent that routes queries to appropriate sub agents. So I have three different agents like weather agent, places agent, and activities agent. So if you want to know weather in a specific city, then the query is redirected to weather agent. So if you want to know the recommended places for a travel, then the query is redirect to this particular agent, like that. And also, like how do we redirect that? Using handoffs. And we saw this guardrails as well. So if the question is only related to this weather and activities and the places, then it will not throw error. If you ask some other extra question, then it will throw an error. Okay, so that it doesn't have to invoke all these handoff agents at all. So that check is done. In the last video also, we have seen how to create guardrails and all. So that's it. Now along with this, if you see here, they have another variable called hooks, and I'm calling a class called myhooks. So what am I doing in this myhooks? So these are the few methods like on start, on end, on handoff, while handing over to another specific agent, on tool start, on tool end. So if you use this set of methods, you can do few things. Like right now I'm just printing here. So if you want, you can even log into the database. So these methods are helping us to track or log information in a database, or log just in the console on when the agent is called, when the tool is called. That everything can be traced using this hooks class. So how do we pass this hooks class? As another variable called hooks equal to myhooks. So what are the methods you use inside? So that methods we have to take from here. So all these methods, right now it supports only this particular method, when the agent start, when the agent end, on handoff, tool start, tool end, only these things. So I hope you understand the purpose of this hooks class. Like in some other, this hooks concept is familiar, right? Like pre-hook and post-hook will be there in the databases. So before the query execute and after the query execute, if you want to log something or if you want to delete something, we have pre-hook to do something before execute a query in the database. Post-hooks after the database query is executed if you want to do something. So similarly, the same hooks concept here as well. So before the agent is triggered, before the tool is triggered, after the agent is triggered, after the tool is triggered, if you want to do something, then you can do that. Right now, I'm just doing a plain logging. Okay. So now if you see, we saw the triage agent. It is doing handed off to other agent based on the user query, guardrails, and the hooks, and the user context. So user context is used to access the information in this class by this agent. So how are we accessing? So now if you go to this weather agent, so weather agent, it is using this user context. So it is using this get weather tool. So this weather agent has a get weather tool. So now if I go to this get weather tool, if you see here get weather tool, so it is using another class here. So that class is from this context only, context.context.fetch weather. So this fetch weather is from this user context class. So this has the information about the weather of a specific city, and we are just accessing that information. So I hope you understand the purpose of this user context class. It's a common information which can be accessed by any agent or any tool. That's it. So we are just passing the city and getting that information, passing the city and getting this information. That's it. So similarly, we have other tools for other agents. So let's just test one. So I guess I have covered everything without missing anything. It's just a simple, the major functionalities which I wanted to cover is how to pass this user context class to the agents, and how that can be accessed by the tools. If you see, we have seen just now, this particular fetch weather is from this user context class, which is being accessed by this get weather tool here, fetch weather. Like that, we can call those common methods or variables. I mean, this preferred language English is there, right? So now if you see fetch weather here, if you see hello user weather in city, the language preferred in the city is so and so language. So this preferred language is coming from this variable. So this information we are calling down before calling this triage agent. So user context, and that is passed using this runner.runoff triage agent, the input query and the user context. That's it. So we saw all the extra things which can be done using this agent class in OpenAI agent SDK. So now let's run it. So now let me run this. It is asking me some user query. So now if you see, I'm asking this particular question: what is the weather like in New York City and the preferred language? So this preferred language should come from this variable English, and the weather and all, we are just see the weather is in the New York City is sunny. We are just hard coding it as sunny in this common method inside this user context class, and this is being used by this tool get weather, and this get weather is a tool for this weather agent, and this weather agent is being used in this triage agent. It will then, this triage agent is being used here while triggering our query. So now let me execute this. If you see, agent started 2 times, because first the triage agent is called and then the weather agent is called. See, the tool completed all this kind of information. If you see, agent started for the user and the context I am printing. If you see, agent started for the user and the context. So the first one, this is for the triage agent, this is for the weather agent. Now while the tooling called, using the tool, if you see, using tool, and after the tool is called, we'll get the response, tool completed, tool get weather completed, and the final output is the weather in the New York City is sunny and the language preferred is English. So now if you see, we are able to log the information before calling the agent, after the agent is called, before calling the tool, and after the tool is called. So the major purpose of the hooks is to log something dynamically, and which is done here using these particular standard methods which we have. Okay, so now again, so if I just comment out, if I don't use this particular hooks class, let me comment out this particular hooks class in this triage agent as well as in the weather agent. And now if I execute the piece of code, we can't do all this logging. See, if you see, the final output alone is the scam. This is the log which we have kept in the tool. If I come to this tool get weather called, this is the log and the final output. So all this logging is been disabled. So that's the purpose of the hooks, and we have already seen the purpose of guardrails. If you ask some question, different question, it will throw an error. It takes the questions only which our agents can answer. That's the purpose of guardrails. So now when I ask help me cook biryani, if you see, it has thrown a guardrail error because it can't answer all those questions. It can answer only travel related questions. That's the purpose of the guardrails. So we understand the guardrails, we understand the hooks, we know handoffs, just handing over to the other agents, the work or the query, it is redirected to other agent, and then the tools, and we have seen how to log the tools, and we have seen this user context. So that's it. These are the things which we can do with the agents in OpenAI agent SDK. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.